Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So we've got an interesting project today. So you see I've got this giant concrete, it's effectively garbage, right? That's been sitting in my backyard for a very long time. It's always been on my radar to try to get rid of this thing because it's kind of unsightly. It's just, but it's been out of the way enough that I really haven't had to deal with it. Well, it turns out that our neighbors, as you can kind of see right behind us, they're actually having a wedding in their backyard, and I wanted to try to get this out of the way so it's not in any of their pictures for their ceremony or their reception or anything like that. So I think it's finally time to try to get rid of this thing. So if that sounds like fun, let's go ahead and see how we're going to demolish this guy and get it out of here. Okay, so my first instinct was, well, let me just roll it out of here. I'll roll it down this little depression, get it out of the way, and then maybe we can deal with it later. But this guy is, you know, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's pretty stuck in there. So I think what I want to do is instead break this thing down into smaller pieces so I can think about taking it to the dump or getting rid of it. And it'll just be a lot easier to manage if it was in smaller parts. All right, so you can see this thing, it's kind of non-trivial. It's a few inches thick. So what I'd like to do is try to whack it with a sledgehammer, see if I can just get this entire thing to crumble and fall in upon itself to make the job a little bit easier. I think what I'm going to start doing with first is let's go ahead and grab a masonry bit and let's see if we can punch a couple of holes along the wall of the cylinder just to make the sledging a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and give that a shot now. All right, so here I am trying to drill holes in the side of this thing, and it turned out to be a lot more difficult than I first imagined. I would sit there for about 5 minutes of constant drilling, leaning on the thing, and I'd only get a hole about, you know, less than an inch deep. So the funny thing is this step is actually totally unnecessary, as we're going to see in just a second, but I wanted it included for completeness. If you're doing this, save yourself the hassle and don't even bother drilling holes in the concrete. All right, so it took a little bit of effort, but I think we've got a couple of holes in here. So let's go ahead and give this a try now. Let's see if we can just give this a couple of whacks with a sledgehammer and see if we can maybe get this to crack a little bit. That was surprisingly easy. Like, you see, they just give it a couple whacks. I actually don't think we even needed those holes. So those holes, I mean, that took me probably 10-15 minutes to drill just a couple partial holes. Maybe that, yeah, decreased the structural stability. But really, I think if you just whack this with a couple of hits, it'll just go. So, okay, let's try it some more. Let's break these down into smaller pieces. All right, so here we are, they're all smashed up. This was surprisingly easy. Yeah, I'm pretty shocked. Just a couple of swings with the sledgehammer and this all crumbles apart. Yeah, I guess unsupported concrete really is not very strong at all. All right, so all cleaned up. I've piled it all here behind this sort of, I think this is like an empty well cover. And yeah, here's the spot it used to be, so hopefully this looks a lot better. Now we don't have a giant, ugly concrete container here. Instead, it's sort of hidden back there. I think I'll throw some leaves over it to maybe cover up the pile, but yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. All right, so quick, super easy video. I think the moral of the story is that concrete is actually surprisingly easy to break up. Just go ahead and whack it a couple times with a sledgehammer and it just falls apart. So, yeah, I think that's it. Make it a quick one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.